obviously not necessarily like a mega buff to the hero, but it is kind of a nice kind of interaction that maybe had some extra incentive to pick him.
I think another thing about it is there might be there's a good potential for there to be a scepter pickup. If you get lassoed or if Medusa turns on the ulti, it's always nice to have all that movement speed to either get away from a stone gaze or just kind of negate a large portion of the damage that might come out from a lasso follow-up.
Seems like there's just good synergy in the lanes. Like you've got telekinesis to set up the stun for Centaur so you can get in close. Enchantress ganks from behind with creeps can perhaps set up a Centaur stun. So it's a hero that at least before you have a blink needs a setup if you want to have a strong laning stage. But with that setup, you can actually really pressure the lanes.
Definitely.
And you're looking at a team with Wyvern support, long cooldowns, high mana costs on spells. So OpTic's lanes are not the strongest.
Although to be fair, it did look like that when DC drafted Wyvern, but all of a sudden, it looks like it was such an annoying hero to deal with.
Yeah, as much as you can say, yeah, the spells have long cooldowns, they cost a lot of mana. Also, there's a lot of damage. That first spell is Arctic Burn is kind of crazy.
Much, yeah.
That's where we saw the rise of that off-lane 3-position Wyvern, which I think actually got buffed with some of the talent changes. Wyvern gets like more damage now, and there's even more incentive to play the hero as a core, but we'll see what OpTic Gaming will be opting for here. They have the second to last pick here, so they're going to have to reveal their mid safe lane, and Medusa is flexible and that can be played in the safe lane or mid. Do you think it's a hero that wants to go up against a Viper?
I think she's probably your best bet against going up against a Viper. It's like not a super great matchup for you, but you'll be able to get your farm and you're somewhat tanky enough to survive any kind of gank, unless it's Rubik Enchantress, then I think almost anyone is screwed. But ooh, Avenge.
I saw this hero, and the very first thing is I thought with the changes, I was like, this hero could be an insane safe lane carry again.
Yeah.
Not so much like a hard carry, but that like tempo, fast-paced early game carry. The talents got buffed a lot. You get 15 agi at level 15, and the wave change was the biggest thing for me. Running this here as a core, you get a fast level 4 wave of terror. It's got an 8-second cooldown now. It's a lot more spammable. It doesn't last as long with the minus armor, but there's also talents that give you extra minus armor and do some other things for it, which I can't exactly remember this second, but I know the hero got a lot of buffs to that. Through minus 6-second wave of terror cooldown at level 15, so I think the Agi is probably better, but this hero definitely is very strong as a safe lane core when you've got like that mid carry, like a Medusa, Shadow Fiend, whatever it may be.
And one of the coolest things about her is that new on death ability with the I think it's the Vengeance Aura. Whenever your allies die, they create an illusion that chases down their killer, doing 100% of damage for 7 seconds. I think I saw this great gif of an ally denying someone, and then it actually denied them in return too.
Yeah, so they're like the ghost illusions that it's like Terrorblade Reflection basically.
Yeah, exactly. When
a hero under the Avenger Aura dies, they cast Reflection on whoever kills them. That's pretty cool. It fits with the lore of the hero too, It's like the
vengeance.
I'll come back and get you.
Slark is the last pick though.
Slark, I saw 1 or 2 games. What was big changes on Slark? Do you feel like this hero is actually...
if anything, I think this hero got nerfed.
Based on what specifically? Do you mean the changes to his talents and stuff?
No, I think this hero got nerfed because of the way Hex works now.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So beforehand, it was always so difficult to catch him. Now if you have a Hex, it's like 100% that he's caught because Dark Pact doesn't remove it, and Hex lasts longer than Dark Pact too.
Yep.
So any follow-up afterwards is going to catch him.
This game he is up against a Lasso, Earth Spirit, Stun and Silence. Is kind of, I think Slark against Bat is considered to be okay because you typically, you'll lose your ultimate passive and then you'll know that Bat Rider sees you or the enemy sees you, so you may be able to Dark Pact off the Lasso, but definitely not the easiest of matchups. You can get Lincolns, get BKB for the Earth Spirit if you really need to, but yeah, Slark not a hero we've... Slark's been like a pretty dead hero for the last year, basically.
Yeah.
Can't remember seeing much Slark in competitive Dota.
I mean, to be fair, it's not exactly easy for anyone to pick up a Sheepstick here.
Yep.
But at the same time, I don't think he really does that well against a lot of these heroes.
It is a BSJ hero, though. I think, there's a few heroes I just feel like BSJ plays a lot of from watching his pubs, his stream. Maybe not so much recently, but he used to play a lot of Slark, a lot of like PL and stuff. Like, it's definitely one of the heroes I kind of associate with him.
Yeah, back when I was playing, I actually played against him a lot. And he always excelled at heroes that could just safe lane farm for about 10 minutes, and then he'll take the game into his hands. He'll always pick a hero that does really well with free farming.
Okay. Well, we'll see how they do here with the Slack pickup. On paper, a very good hero against the Medusa. Very tanky. You're going to get lots of right clicks in if you can get on top of her, and that's where you build up those Essence Shift procs. So we could see it function very well against the Medusa for that reason. We'll see both teams. Well, the Radiant team for now going for a big 5-man smoke. It looks like OpTic gearing up for a later smoke. Are they going to run right into this Medusa?
Is it going to work out for them, though? They broke it.
Yeah, that's exactly what OpTic wanted, though. Now they know exactly where Leviathans are. Who's going to have the stronger level 1 if we do see a clash happen here?
I am going to have to guess that OpTic could do.
Yeah, they're the ones smoking and looking to run directly at Leviathan, so... Slack, Enchantress, not good level 1 heroes because Enchantress not going to have creeps. That's not even smoking with them. That's how confident they are down here.
I think it's because they realize what's happening.
Yep. They've got the Venge Sun, they've got an Arctic Burn potentially. Is PP&D going to get? And they get the Venge Sun off the roll to follow. This is going to be a dead Rubik, even with the lift, I imagine. 1 or 2 more right clicks should seal the deal, and Venge, Pycat on the core roll will get the first blood. Doesn't look like they'll get the bounty, or Nusham actually still be to get there. They got 3 out of 4 though. That's pretty damn good. More, sorry, 2 out of 4, and they may actually get another kill here. Use the enchants, the body blocks from Misery. Nusham maybe going to regret taking that bounty rune. Not going to be enough. The magic missile used once. He did not have a second one now.
Still, it forces him to TP back.
That's TP going. Doesn't have creeps till 1 minute in, so it's actually not the end of the world for an Enchantress. That was a pretty brutal change for some of these junglers, not having the neutral spawning until 1 minute into the game.
Oh, and they're going to put Slark against the Bad Rider. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like Slark is going to have some issues against in this matchup.
Does have the Rubik now up top with him, so perhaps with the 2-on-1, the lane should go better. It's better than the aggro tri-lane, for sure.
Well, once Bad Rider hits level 2, I think there's going to be some issues for them.
Yeah. Has got a lot of regen. The 10 Tango Salve, Magic Stick, but as you mentioned, Zaya should have a very good time here. About to hit level 2, may just be looking for kills very early on.
Oh, bottom lane. Yeah, is this going to be enough? This is so much damage.
He's going for the TP. That's a bold play. Monkeys will get out, but he still has to TP home. It's probably better than dying, but not much.
I wonder if they're going to just completely shove this lane out now. They're getting a second wave now.
This Enchantress needs to kind of get in the game, it feels like. Obviously, Nusham got zoned out at level 1, but that's got to be the hero for Leviathan that starts to turn around this laning phase.
Oh, and there's going to be a pause.
So laning stage looks pretty disastrous for Leviathan right now.
Yeah, so far. I mean, this bottom lane seems uncontrollable now. They don't really have much of an answer for it. Looks like Enchantress is just going to focus all of our attention in this top lane instead. Just going to maybe go for an early tier 1. Oh. Gank the Bad Rider.
We're a minute and a half in, but CCNC is kind of dominating. He's got 7-2 CS, so about to be 3-1 of Garda. I'm presuming he's going to get this range creep, but that's pretty damn good considering it is a Viper in the mid lane.
Yeah,
and there's a creep
he has
pushing in too. Yeah, he's got the tornado creep, so definitely a lane going very well for CCNC. Courier Snipe perhaps coming. PP&D is behind the mid lane. I love that. I can hear the players yelling about the Courier. Oh, he gets the last hit as OpTic turn these lanes from good into freaking fantastic here. They are absolutely crushing the laning stage with that Courier Snipe.
I just wanted to quickly point out, I'm glad I'm not the only one during Smash Summit points out or accidentally calls PPD PPMD.
Gosh darn it. Well, Enchantress is sent. Oh, roll in. Let's see. Spirit mess with the bottom lane some more. Monkey's trying to do what he can.
Oh, they're actually going to switch lanes.
Bring the Bat Rider down bottom. Interesting. I guess they finally decided the Avenge. They want to pressure BSJ even more. Wonder if they will see more. Yeah, they're going to send more TPs top. They're like, well, let's. Bat's not killing or pressuring the Slack enough. Slack is the one hero on the Radiant side getting CS, so they're going to bring.
Oh, is Monkey's in trouble? Yeah, I think he's dead.
Spirit gets the ball to smash into a roll. They're TPing, but they'll get this kill. Whether or not they'll pay for it is another question. No, they won't get the kill. He pops the stick just in time. Zai's being pounced on. Lifted up too. He's going to go down, and they didn't even get the Centaur. Great use of the magic stick at the last second there. He salves up as well afterwards. Double TP forced out. Still not the end of the world for OpTic, who are still having a very strong lane stage. Bottom lane, they're not actually done here. Misery getting very low will roll on out.
I think Misery was trying to go for a cheeky play, fully expecting Monkeys to TP out, and he probably wanted to cancel the TP.
Yeah, and he's TP'd now, so there's the TP up top. Pycat is presumably far enough away. Well, they're just going to pressure this tower now. So they've managed to avoid the lanes that OpTic want. Leviathan's at least getting the slack, the good matchups to farm. You mentioned BSJ, a player that wants to just free farm for the first 10 or so minutes, and then try and carry the game with that early game advantage of his.
Yeah, Shadowblade would definitely secure him a lot of solo kills. Oh, Misery, he's just going to offensively roll and steal bounty runes.
Yeah, I don't even think he was trying to hit the Enchantress. I think he just wanted to go and steal that. That's one way to get bounty runes and have a decent early game. Happy to show himself. Has a ward. He's likely going to plop this down somewhere near the mid lane. Oh, yeah, we go. Scanning out the Enchantress as well as a bit of that mid lane. Getting some good vision in. A lot of successful early game movement coming out from Wyvern and Earth Spirit.
Still, though, for Leviathan, even though they lost the Courier and gave up First Blood, this isn't too bad. Oh, BSJ! Ends up stealing 2 big creeps from Zai in the jungle camp. That's actually pretty important.
Yep. Yeah, Zai was, instead of actually trying to lane against the Slack, saying, look, I don't really want to do this, he's going to either pounce on me or Dark Pact off the napalm stacks. Why don't you just farm up some neutrals, and unsuccessful. Mid lane guard at level 5. Medusa more than half a level ahead, but CCNC needs to be careful. He's getting pushed back here by the Viper, who does have a bit of an edge despite the level deficit.
Well, he's only, able to bully him out, but he's not able to stop CCNC from farming. This is a very big CS gap.
Yeah. CCNC, continuing to do very, very well here. As far as these side lanes go, OpTic, despite trying to swap the lanes up and get the tri-lane versus Slack, have obviously, every time they do that and TP around, BSJ TPs away, so it seems like they may just settle with the Venge in the safe lane, leave the bat to just jungle and let the Slack free farm as long as you're winning the 2 other lanes, seems to be the philosophy for now for OpTic.
Yeah, as long as you're in a position where you're, not letting him get so out of hand that you have no answer for him. Oh, mid lane though.
Yeah, to roll in. There's a Bat Rider as well. Doesn't have a lasso here, but will have a lot of napalm slow. TP's coming in from Monkeys as well as Nutrim's rotation. That'll force him back. Not much happening here despite the rotations with how tanky and hard to kill the Viper is. Not really favoring either team there. Both carries getting farmed while all the mid shenanigans are going on. You'd say a Slack though with the early farm is going to be scarier than the Venge? Or do you think it's kind of comparable?
It's kind of hard to say, because I think if a Venge gets good amount of farm or equal amount of farm to the Slark only does really well when he's able to get that early Shadowblade, right? And then you just find these easy pickoffs on squishy supports. But I think if OpTic play it right, kind of anticipate the timing on it and play it together, it's really hard for him to get anything done with the Shadowblade.
Okay. Got her at mid getting very, very low. Will still survive his way through this damage. Doesn't really feel like the Enchantress has accomplished a whole lot this game. I mean, that has helped secure some of these lanes a bit better, but even with the help to the lane, sending creeps there, throwing tornadoes, doesn't really feel like Leviathans have come out on top of this laning phase.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And the problem with that is, if you're not accomplishing enough on Enchantress, you should at least have a significant amount of levels in farm, but that doesn't seem to be the case either. I think you need to stack a lot more and then maybe use a wildkin to tornado it.
Well, lift in bottom, not going to see a pounce. BSJ, level 6 about to hit level 7, did not want to go for it even with the ultimate to protect himself. See the pressure at top, swap in. They've got a magic missile for this one. They want to get the kill on Monkeys here, and with the Winter Wyvern rotation, and even without an Arctic Burn, they will get the kill. The Pycat right-click damage, max Vengeance Aura, 34% bonus damage. Definitely showing there, giving that to all 3 heroes in this lane. Seems like a interesting little build there, going for the max Aura first.
Yeah.
It is a spell that doesn't cost mana, but
It is kind of surprising.
I would have expected like the wave, because wave costs 40 mana regardless. You know, you're gonna be using wave when you go for those kills, and it feels like it's more damage than the aura itself, at least for yourself. But then the aura affects, of course, multiple heroes.
Well, there is a smoke from Leviathan. They're trying to find a kill on CCNC, but it gets broken again.
Yeah, PP&D can just fly out of there. The lift is not going to come in time, so again, right place. Feels like Peter's been in the right lane when he needs to be, either pressuring, securing kills, sniping couriers, popping smokes. Very, very good movement from a 5 position hero.
Yeah. And I think the surprising thing to me is that he's out-leveling an Enchantress, despite moving around all the time.
Whoa, what do you make of this Viper build? We saw 0 points in Nether Toxin, 0 points in Viper Strike as well.
I think I've seen something like this in the previous patch.
Okay.
But it's still kind of surprising to see it, you know, after the patch.
Yeah.
When everything has changed.
We saw the Viper against TA get 1 value point in Nether Toxin, which obviously makes sense when you're breaking Refraction. I guess you don't really need that value point as much anymore when you don't need that damage over time against a hero like Medusa.
I guess this is kind of like, you know, we're not fighting anyways.
Yeah, we're farming.
I'm not going to die with this build.
Bottom lane, the Boulder Smash comes through, hits the Rubik. Rubik will fall, and it's BSJ trying to TP out with the Shadow Dance. Nothing to cancel it. Stampede up top. They want the kill on Pycat. Here comes the Sentinel Stun. They'll get 1 stun into the second here. Have they got the damage? So Pycat's still very, very tanky with Slark Song up. It should be enough. BSJ gonna... Oh, he doesn't hit the pounce. Pycat gets in the trees here. Still has a lot of Tangos to work with, but the Dark Pack should secure it. BSJ gets his name on the board with that kill.
Well, BSJ is actually, you know, still farming very well.
Yep. That's a kill on the net worth leader as well for himself, so nice little pullback. Has got 1,400 gold after the treads Aquila. You mentioned the Shadow Blade. Don't see any other items that would really be feasible for him here.
Yeah, Shadow Blade is just too good on that hero. Gonna pick up the first component as well, Shadow Amulet. Completed.
Alright. We'll see how OpTic can fare against the Shadow Blade. They've already got a Batrider Blink Dagger. That's very early on in the game. Perhaps could start some smoke rotations themselves now if they want to. Create some space for the Medusa. Just have this like 4 protect 1 style where the 4 heroes, rather than protecting the Medusa, are just running around, going for ganks, looking for kills, and applying a lot of pressure because the mid lane is where they're collapsing. The Batrider Blink with an Invis Vengeful Spirit. This is about as good as it gets at 10 minutes in the game. They should be able to get at least the Venge here. They'll lead with the Venge. Oh, sorry, at least the Rubik. The Venge, though, did not get the follow-up from the Batrider, and the TP's coming in. Could lead to Pycat's death with the Stampede. He's going to swap the Bat, and then Batrider blinks out. Nice little synergy there, but Pycat's still dead despite that. That was a bit too ambitious, I guess. They just weren't on the same page when they initiated.
I think he was actually closer to initiate, but they saw the TP, so he probably thought against it.
Not done is OpTic. They found Monkeys here, and without a Stampede, they think they've got themselves a kill, but Monkey's just going to throw a double edge before he dies, take Misery down with him, with Rubik getting credited the kill, and then the TP out comes from Batrider Zai. Back to farming in the top lane, as he wants to at least send some presence towards BSJ.
So far, Leviathan are actually looking pretty impressive with these type of rotations.
Yep. Absolutely. And they kept this lane stage a lot closer than I expected, given how the first couple of minutes went. And even with Batrider getting a 10-minute blink, it doesn't really feel like OpTic's been able to put something immediately together. Instead, it's Leviathan getting a couple key kills. They're about to have the Shadow Blade on Slark, and that's where things get pretty scary. Yeah,
definitely. I wonder at what point OpTic start to kind of group up, because I think that's one of the best ways to play against this Slark build, but you might run the risk of getting out farmed because of that.
Oh, we'll see where they look to go. They haven't got the Centaur Blink as well. That's perhaps the other big item for Leviathans if they want to actually take the team fight. If OpTic decide they want to group up, then you need something like a Centaur Blink perhaps as your initiation, rather than trying to use the Slark Shadow Blade if he's going to be running into multiple heroes. Not a hero known for being very good against the kind of 5-man Dota, which is where the hero largely fell off.
CCNC going to be going for the Mask of Madness build. It's going to look to farm up.
Got a lot of Mask of Madness going on. Venge had one queued up, has one finished now as well, so very farm-oriented from OpTic. not an item you're typically picking up to farm early on. It does seem like OpTic really want to go for the late game, and do you feel like they have got the better late game here?
I think so. I mean, you got a Medusa.
Yep. And on the mid lane, Slack is in the neighborhood. Hasn't come into the Shadow Blade just yet. Has a haste rune. Will not find a clear initiation here. Even the Slack against the Cold Embrace can be very good, able just to build up stats up against that heal.
That's a good point, actually.
It is definitely a good Slack game when you look at like Medusa, Winter Wyvern, Batrider even.
I think that new Medusa level 25 is going to be insane.
With the extra modifiers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get so much top lane.
Yeah, they've caught Zai here. That's the Shadow Blade initiation. They get the pounce, and then there's no escape for a Batrider.
And this is the beginning of that Shadow Blade. They have to address it.
They'll just keep finding pickoffs with a likely center. Opponent gets the Stampede off before there's a disable. They don't follow it up with any kind of a stun. OpTic were looking for a pick, but couldn't quite get it. Pycat himself queued up a Shadow Blade, so he's thinking we need to wait for these similar kind of pickoffs. The Batrider has a blink, but in other ways, Shadow Blade is a superior initiating item in certain ways, because you can kind of just run past those creep waves and not worry about vision as much.
Yeah, this is far too early for them to have something like a gem right now, so I definitely agree with you on that.
Mid lane TP's coming in. Do Leviathans have what it takes to defend this one? The blink on Batrider could be looking for a pick off here. Or a big silence up, gets lassoed as well. The Viper could look to turn and fight this one. The Boulder Smash only catches the one. Zai getting away for now with the Viper. Oh, that Winter's Curse is perfect. PPD gets the kill on Nushin with the Winter's Curse, and Guard has actually been sucked in as well to a fight he did not want to take. The kick kicks Viper, his dying corpse, into the tier 1 tower. It was a tier 2 at top for BSJ, but not really the best trade for Leviathans. You'd much rather see a better fight around that mid tier 1.
I think there was some miscommunication there, because I think overall that was actually a really solid game plan from Leviathan, because they're just kind of buying time in the mid lane for BSJ to take that tier 2. But unfortunately for them, they all got caught out and lost 3 heroes instead of, nothing.
And even if it's just a Rubik and then you trade tier 1 for tier 2, you're kind of okay with all that, but it doesn't phase them. They instantly go for a smoke on respawn, and they are looking to initiate a mid. CNC is the target, but smoke pops and doesn't look like he'll get initiated on, so should have been Centaur perhaps in front leading the way there with the Blink Dagger, and Leviathans may have wasted that smoke.
I'm just counting how many clarity CCNC is using. I'm pretty sure he's already used 6 by now, and he's got 2 more in his backpack. This is actually the new way of playing core.
Yep. Well, even on the old patch, I feel like I used to see it a lot where these carries, like Agi strength carries that would have limited mana pools, would just keep ferrying themselves clarities. Here's like Terrorblade, just so they could keep spamming their illusions in the jungle, and
feels like it's even more so now.
Yeah, with the changes, you're getting even more mana out of it because of the, well, for certain heroes.
For certain heroes,
yeah. Not for all. Blink Lasso in the mid lane. Viper going on here. There should be events and follow up, but they blink in with a Sentinel stun onto 3. Viper Strike to follow this one up. They're not going to really be able to do too much because of the Stone Gaze, and now the Winter's Curse catches out the Enchantress. Not going to bring it down initially, but wow, that Mystic Snake doing a ton of damage helps secure 2 more kills. OpTic Gaming, with the perfect placement of the Stone Gaze there, able to prevent any follow-up of the Centaur Stun. He hits 3 with it, but they have to turn and run because of that Stone Gaze.
This is one of the main reasons why I like Medusa so much against some of these heroes that just like to, stand in your face and fight you there. Viper just can't do it. Against a Medusa, you just cannot allow yourself to get Stone Gaze.
Well, we'll see where the teams look to go from there, but that is a big boost for OpTic, who don't even really have any big item timings yet on their carries. The Venge just has the Mask of Madness with the Shadow Blade queued up. The Medusa has a Yasha in the stash, so they managed to win that fight just with those double Mask of Madnesses. And next fight, they're going to have much bigger items to deal with.
Yeah, it's like you said, that Stone Gaze just completely destroyed them, even off of a great hoof stomp.
Was the Zai initiation setting a lot of that up. We'll see if he can go in again here. He has been found by the Slack at bottom lane. The pounce will hit, and Zai in a lot of trouble here. Does not have the lasso. BSJ going to pop the ultimate just for the extra bit of movement speed, and also maybe worried about a potential lasso, but that was on cooldown still, as tier 1 bottom is the name of the game. But OpTic, grouping up near the bottom lane, could try and defend this one, even have an arcane rune on Medusa.
Pycat does not have a TP though. I think they need to be careful here.
Has bought the Shadow Blade, perhaps going to push out this top lane to go and buy one, but does look like Leviathan not going to commit to anything down here.
Well, going to play it slow. BSJ is going to be going for the Lincolns next.
You find getting this at this stage early on?
It's actually kind of hard to say. I personally feel like it's a little too early, but I mean, if he feels like it's the right choice, I think it's honestly not bad by any means.
It's going to make it very difficult, near impossible for Bat to initiate. Even with the force stuff, you have to break the Lincolns, then lasso. There's a lot of time to react then for a Slack. And similar for the Venge, you Shadow Blade in, you've got to throw a swap to break the Lincolns before you can actually stun, so offers a lot of protection, but like you say, you get it too early, then perhaps your damage isn't quite there. You aren't strong enough to actually secure some kills. But
are they smoking here? Yeah, they are.
Yep. Group up as 5, and they want to go right into OpTic here. Who are they looking to initiate on? Who's the key target for them?
I think you want to kill off Wyvern before he gets the ulti off first, but that's just so hard because you have Avenge as well.
Yeah, BSC is trying to go in from behind. He's going to run into a Sentry Ward in just a second here. Zai is there, gets the blink away here, and they have not got the initiation they were hoping for. PPD in the trees, looking for a Winter's Curse here. The Stone Gaze has been thrown, and Leviathan's just looking to disengage here. The Stampede helping cover their retreat. Zai has a blink in a couple of seconds. Can he find anyone? PPD's been gone. He gets the Winter's Curse off, but it just slows down the chase from Garda. It's a 1-for-1 with the supports dying so far. BSJ wants more, perhaps, does not have the ultimate for the time being, has been dusted up. CCNC stunned, losing all his mana. The roll in from the Earth Spirit, not going to be enough. They've killed Medusa. They're looking for more. The Earth Spirit Magnetize doing a lot of damage here. Leviathan's all getting pretty low. They've lost 3. Pycat low himself here. He's underneath some detection. He needs to get away here. One more bit of damage will bring him down. 4 for 3. It's Leviathans who win the first big team fight of the game. They lose their slug, but they take out everyone except the Bat Rider, keeping 2 of their 3 cores alive.
That was such a great initiation from Leviathan. And the funny thing is, they didn't even have to do anything. Their initiation was just, hey, we're going to approach from the right angle, and I forced Zai to TP into the trees. And because he doesn't have the blink anymore, they can't turn a fight around with the lasso immediately. And
perhaps popped the Stone Gaze too early as well. Or, I mean,
yeah,
I guess whether it was too early or not, it was the fact that they reacted to it by just, hey, we're not going to fight into this. As soon as it ends, then we go back in.
It was just great positioning all around. PPD's ulti, unfortunately, just wasn't able to catch anyone because they were just so spread out.
Yeah. I mean, the big thing you mentioned, like the Bat Rider blinking out, the ideal way to take a fight is you Stone Gaze while you lasso, because you lasso, you're pulling someone in, forcing a team fight, while protecting that fight with a Stone Gaze. They did not have those 2 spells used together because of the Bat Rider's cooldown on blink.
Yeah.
Well, Leviathan's still very even this game. Very slight gold deficit, but all in all, still remaining close. Perhaps the farm rate is where they're going to struggle to keep up, though. Oh, they saw Pycat for a second here. Is there a Shadow Blade? Not for a second or so. BSJ, I think, caught a little bit of vision here. Will be not going for the kill. No teammates nearby, and does not have the damage for a solo kill. The big thing for Slack at this stage is if he's kind of roaming around going for kills, he will not keep up in farm with a Mask of Madness Venge and a Mask of Madness Medusa. That's perhaps where Leviathans have to be careful about how they approach this game.
Yeah, definitely. And, well, OpTic, they're just going to come down here again, do the exact same thing, but going to be a little more prepared this time. Oh, they're going to go for a smoke.
They take the tier 2 and they're immediately looking to defend. Leviathan should be able to take down the tier 1 before they arrive. Very close to BSJ. He almost pops the smoke. He runs past him here. Garda's going to run right into it. Zai gets the lasso to start things off. 2-man Boulder Smash is good. And there's the Stone Gaze into a Winter's Curse. Rubik's going to go down to the Winter's Curse. CCNC covering the entire team fight as Viper gets brought down finally as well. As tanky as he is, BSJ can do nothing but run away. Needs to be careful. The Boulder Smash will clip him, and he may get chased down here. I'm not sure if BSJ can survive here. Pounces away. They didn't manage to block the pounce, and that'll keep BSJ alive for the time being.
But OpTic, they're not going to waste any time. Going to go straight to Roshan after getting those 2 pickoffs.
Yep. Can they do this fast enough? Viper is still going to be dead. They are pinging it out, but yeah, no signs of a contest right now for Leviathan.
They just do so much damage.
Yeah, with the
Vengeance Aura and Wave of Terror.
5 heroes with Vengeance Aura, minus armor as well. What is Pyket going for? Went for the 15 agility and the -1 Wave of Terror armor on Venge. Very strong talents for this right-clicking carrier. Now with an Aegis Shadowblade, soon to be Silver Edge. The break this game, I guess, will stop the corrosive skin and the return.
Untouchable is pretty important too.
Untouchable, yep. Definitely a game where it can be fairly useful.
Actually, yeah, it's actually good for pretty much everything.
Rubik? No field.
No field would actually be pretty annoying if it's used offensively, so that's not bad as well. And for Slark, you get rid of the essence shift, so he doesn't exactly get to power up.
Oh.
I definitely like it.
Playing monkeys. Uh-oh. Sai is in the neighborhood. Monkeys, you need to be careful. Okay. He instantly blinks. Chasing is the bat right. He force-outs forward, but with the play right he's going to get him. No stampede use initially. There is 4 OpTic heroes around monkeys. He's done for.
Misery.
These kicks on dead heroes is, yeah.
It looks so comical.
And now with the Masker Mans, they push so fast.
Yeah, he's about to finish his Blink Dagger as well. That's probably why he wanted to kick him for the finishing blow.
Yep. They're going to ping high ground. No one's actually in position to defend right now. They need to get back and get back soon. Glyph is not available as well. They're going to lose his T3 tower in no time at all. And this is the worst position to be in as a Slack. It's so hard to engage into this kind of a push. He's going to have to just run in and hope for the best. Goes in on Pycat, changes target to CCNC, looking to just get some Essence Shift charges. Slayer with the Firefly stolen. He's still going to go down in the Winter's Curse onto the Enchantress with a Stone Gaze to follow it up. They're going to freeze the Slack as well. He gets silence as well. He can't pop the ultimate, swap back in as well. They're going to get BSJ. Not quite. He barely gets the ultimate off in time. Still ticking low with the Magnetize. He's going to survive, it looks like, just barely. 2 heroes down. It was so close to being a third with the Slack just sitting on about a sliver of health. And OpTic Gaming will say, enough's enough. We won that fight. We still have an Aegis to work around with. We don't have much health. Let's just fall back, reset, and then maybe rinse, repeat. Take another team fight when we're ready.
Any big items coming up for OpTic before their next push?
Just got a Butterfly queued up, which is, you know, like 1,500 to 2,000 gold away.
Looks like Benj is going to be going for that as well.
I mean, it's just a really good Butterfly game.
Yeah, he's going to hit level 20. He's going to get another 15% on his Vengeance Aura, so Butterfly getting some ridiculous value this game.
On top of that, you're against 3 single-target right-clickers, Slack, Viper, Enchantress, so Evasion, very useful this game as well.
Evasion's just super useful in Dota right now. Yeah. With all the nerfs to True Strike.
Yep. MKB getting nerfed. Hey, Solar Crest got buff. I mean, that item was pretty terrible at counting evasion to begin with, so the buff doesn't really change that massively. Yeah, CCNC is actually very close to this Butterfly, which is perhaps what they're going to be waiting for. He's going to be more of that frontline sieging hero. Level 20 Medusa plus 2 second Stone Gaze duration. Could be very, very nice talent as well.
I feel like 800 mana is just impossible to not take.
Yeah, especially when he's only sitting on 770. It like doubles
his mana pool, and for every damage it's 2.5 mana or 2.5 damage per mana. So it's basically what 1,600. It's 2,000.
That last fight, like in the Radiant Jungle where he died, he lost his mana pool very quickly. And I think that's where getting that 800 mana does sound a little bit better because it doesn't increase just increases the duration that it's casting for. So.
Oh,
we'll see.
Enchantress is going to come from behind. Had the TP cancelled. He needs to be very careful here. And they're just going to back off again.
Yep.
But they caught him.
Enchantress, yeah. They know where Nushim is. Know her way out. Doesn't have a TP, and they will burst through. The poor little deer. CCNC securing the last hit, and that will secure him a Butterfly. They've got the money for it. Perhaps not a lot of time left to push with this Aegis, though, is the main problem here for them. No, that's a big problem. They are starting to accelerate their farm. These Mask of Madness cores kicking in, and Slark, a hero that just hasn't been able to entirely keep up, at least not with the Medusa. Kind of on par with the Venge. Similar story with the Viper, where the farm rate of these heroes is just not comparable to the Medusa with Split Shot.
Yeah, definitely. And well, it looks like OpTic, they're not going to make use of their Aegis. Do they have enough time? I feel like it's about to run out like
Very soon.
in like a minute.
Just expired that second.
Oh, okay.
Aegis is gone, and high ground for now defended. There is no glyph available. This tier 3 top tower is so incredibly low that without an Aegis, it still feels like OpTic could very easily walk up there and get it.
Oh, I think Pycat's thinking about it.
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna do
Goes
it.
in with the wave, gets a... Ooh, okay, a lot of misses. He had like 3 out of 4
What?
hits missed.
But where's the missing text?
Oh, I don't know what's going on there. Zai
Oh, this doesn't look
looking
good
for a
for-
lasso. Yeah, this is perhaps bad if they lose the Winter Wyvern here. PPD does not get a chance to use a Winter's Curse. BSJ barely escapes there as well. The Stone Gaze takes down the Enchantress here. Now in the middle of things is the Rubik, so perhaps they salvage things here. Even without the Wyvern, they know BSJ does not have ultimate, so taking this tier 3 tower should be very possible. CCNC's mana a bit depleted here. Needs to be careful. BSJ goes in, gets a few cheeky hits off, then backs off, and it's the Viper in the front lanes charging forward now. And this is not looking good for OpTic. This is Viper very powerful, and BSJ charging forward. Pounces, hits Pycat, gets this one.
there's a gem.
Oh, they want CCNC. He's got the butterfly. He needs to start fluttering. He needs to get himself out of here. CCNC, ring around the road. He jukes him. Oh, CCNC gets away. Misery, meanwhile, trying to save the gem. He's getting away at the south side. They are pinging out CCNC up top, but he has completely broken their ankles. Meanwhile, Misery's blinking out, doesn't have a TP, doesn't need one. That CCNC kill looked like a guarantee, but he just circled around a tree.
Oh, Misery getting chased down by Nusham, but I don't think he can do anything by himself. Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Doesn't have a TP, but not the biggest deal. That Medusa kill should have been a guarantee, but well played by CCNC.
Yeah, and the more unfortunate thing for Leviathan too is while they were chasing him, Garter managed to kill Zai, and the gem dropped, but Misery able to recover it. Would have been a huge thing to take the gem.
I mean, yeah, that's crazy how close they were to so many victories there. Taking the gem away from their opposing team, killing the Medusa, securing themselves a lot of map control. I mean, you look around that Radiant base, sentries, observer wards everywhere, so the vision is definitely adding up here, and not getting that gem or a Medusa kill, or ideally both, really going to hurt them here. We do see Medusa queuing up the Scotty, perhaps in anticipation of that level 25 talent. And things will be very, very tricky to deal with that max level Medusa.
Do you think he goes Mjolnir after the Scotty?
Could do. Seems like a decent option. At that point, you're very tanky and have a lot of stats to work with, so just getting some right-click damage.
I mean, the thing is, like, it uses modifiers for your split shot, but isn't there like an internal cooldown, so you can't exactly proc more than once anyways?
And in theory, all those arrows are hitting at the same time. I think every time you attack, you'll almost always get a Mjolnir proc, but what you're not going to get multiple Mjolnir procs at the
That would probably
the
be
same
too
time.
insane, right?
Yeah.
Would it be different? A different story if you had something along the lines of MKB, maybe?
I believe so. I don't think MKB has a internal cooldown.
Or what about Daedalus?
Yeah, Daedalus works. You could theoretically proc a crit on any of them. It does have that pseudo, or the whatever thingy that means, the percentage chance, the pseudo probability thing, where you're not going to, like, once you get a crit, you're less likely to crit on your next attack. Or vice versa. You don't get a crit, you're more likely to get a crit after that.
Well, Roshan is back. Looks like OpTic do want to force a fight here or just take it for themselves.
Centaur does have a Aghanim Scepter. See if that can come into play in this upcoming team fight. Could be a big power play available through that. But yeah, Roche is the name of the game. BSJ Slark has a Yasha for now, looking to get some cheap, cost-effective items, knowing that this game is at a very tense moment, closing in on his level 20 talent. He'd probably love to get something before this next fight. Pinging out, saying there is some kind of vision here.
Oh, they missed it still.
Yeah, there is so much dire vision around this Roshan, directly below on the cliff in the mid lane.
Ooh, a double damage on Medusa. See if OpTic are going to take advantage of this.
Yeah, maybe not the easiest. Roche definitely have the damage to do it, whether or not the contest coming in. Again, we see BSJ moves forward, realizes this observer ward is scanning him out, and they de-ward the sentry, but have not taken out the observer.
Pretty big pickup here for Pycat as well. He's finished his BKB, so this is where they're going to take the fight.
Going to take the fight to them. Viper is, I believe, scattered up by this observer ward. Oh no, they've got Garda. That's a big pick to take things off, and I don't think they can protect him. They just have to leave him be.
Oh,
With this
look at
curse,
him.
oh no! That locks 4 heroes in place, kills 1, and then the other 3 are forced to stand and fight. The
what
Stampede
a
is completely
disaster.
lost, and BSJ on the run. Shadow dancing away. Zai's actually chasing in after him. Can Zai bring him down? Doesn't look like he's going to change targets. Perhaps look for Nushim here. That should be the easier, freer pick. The buyback from Viper. Oh man, I don't think that was... I guess just to save your base here, because OpTic don't even have to go for Roche. They could theoretically go high ground if they had creep waves a bit further pushed. The safer choice, perhaps the Roche pit, which is where they are in fact headed. That vision. You know, normally Slack known for his ability to be able to easily de-ward, but that ward got so much value.
That Viper melted so fast because the Ancient Prowler managed to get off Desecrate before he got pulled.
Oh god. And then they got the break on him as well.
That was brutal.
Another Toxin. There's Venge getting level 20 talent, getting the plus 15% aura.
Yeah, look at Medusa. 350 damage right now with just a bunch of stat items. How much movement speed does he have with all the agi?
Medusa up to 409. 478, sorry, with phase boots on. And 412 here without.
8.9% movement speed.
That's okay.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's
like a
considering you don't
gacha.
have to pay for it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then you've got phase boots, you've got butterfly for the flutter, you've got mask of madness, etc. Oh, that mask of madness. It's going to be something you always want to be using.
But now, yeah, he's finished the Scotty. He's going to go for the Mjolnir now. I actually wonder if you go Mjolnir. No, he's got to get the modifier. He's a Scotty. There's no way you don't. But I do like to see some clowny stuff, so...
Oh, with the extra split shot towers.
When would you take that? Like...
Illusion against, what, some mega illusion hero, but even then, it's like...
Yeah, even then, I feel like
it's
it's
multiple
questionable.
illusion heroes.
Prophet? Does it instantly kill tree?
Ag's Nature's Prophet sounds alright. I mean, split shot only hits four targets, so if you're against, like, a PL, it's... I mean, if you're against PL, you just get Mjolnir, and then you get your...
Stone Gave stolen.
Okay, Batrider gets lifted on his blink, and he gets instantly bursted. That is not the initiation OpTic we're looking for. CCNC forced to retreat. Stone Gaze stolen. Medusa has been stoned up. That's not the hero you want to see.
Stone Gaze.
Yeah, the counter Stone Gaze. BSJ is going to get frozen in place during the Shadow Dance here. He may get locked down in place. CNC stunned up now. Needs to get this cheese off. Can he do so? Will do so after the stun. Still has the break on him here. He needs to get the hell out of there, and that's with a Batrider buyback. OpTic, not the outcome they were hoping for, considering they had the cheese and Aegis, and they're going to have to back off, reset. Great hold coming in.
Yeah, that was a great steal from Rubik, and blowing up Batrider instantly made the fight so much harder for OpTic.
It's definitely something you sometimes see with Rubik's. If you can instantly get that telekinesis when a hero like Bat blinks in, then suddenly that Bat does not get a lasso off, he just gets bursted down before he can use a 4-star for anything. So Zai queues up a BKB, partly probably because of how that fight went down. He wants to have that bit of protection for when he wants to initiate, like we just saw.
He did take the 2-second flame break burn duration over 300 health. I am actually kind of surprised about that.
Maybe looking for that flame break build-up you were talking about.
I want to see it.
Gets that cooldown reduction, some minus cooldown at level 25 as well. BSJ, where's he at? SMY, I mean, this is not really an item you expect to see on a Slack as the third item, but it's helped him out. He's fighting a lot, and before you build up those Essence Shift charges, you don't necessarily attack all that fast, so it's not the worst option for him, and helps just get him in there to fight someone like a Medusa.
Yeah, definitely. This item seems to be buffed like every single patch.
Yep. That's gone for the Dark Pack damage at level 20, rather than the plus 3-second Pounce Leash.
That's a really good talent, by the way.
The
150 Dark Pack damage.
You instantly kill, not the entire creep wave, I guess, but a lot. I mean, you kill a lot faster.
Yeah.
Normally you have to use like 2 Dark Packs to kill a creep wave. Now it's 1 Dark Pack with a right click on each melee creep. BSJ just going to go charging in onto Pika. He just wants some stacks, it looks like. I'm not sure he can get this kill. It's an Aegis too. The lasso coming in from the side.
This is a big kill.
That's the Centaur. He needs to get Stampede off. He still does, but it's going to go down. Couldn't use the pipe as well. The Stampede helping, trying to get them the hell out of here, but they've lost 2. They have no buybacks here. This could be the end for Leviathans unless they can put up a fight. It's up to BSJ on the front lines. No Shadow Dance though, so it's very difficult for him to do so. The Earth Spirit goes down, and oh no, BSJ! That's your teammate. He's getting Essence Shift. He's taking the Viper stats. BSJ, what are you doing? Oh, he's like, okay, thanks Viper. I'll take those stats.
That was actually a very interesting interaction.
I didn't actually know that's how it worked.
I didn't know either.
I assumed it would not work. They just start going up while he hit the Viper. I was like, okay.
He's down 10 all attributes.
Well, it's weird because on the Viper, it looks like he's gaining them, but because when it's on the enemy, it shows as like a red number around, like a 7 with a red number, but the Viper it's green. So I'm like, wait, is Viper X?
That is definitely not a buff.
I'm assuming. I wonder if it's just a visual thing or if he actually took those stats because.
Well, we're about to find out in a short period of time.
Another Winter's Curse coming. Yeah, BSJ is shouting forward. At the shrine, BSJ going to find a lot of enemy heroes here. Quickly turns around. This gem definitely help him out when he wants to use that Shadowblade initiation. Can know if he's walking through sentries, observer wards, etc.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. He did go for the Monkey King bar instead of Mjolnir.
On Viper.
No, for Medusa.
Oh, mid lane, they've initiated in, they got the lasso, but instantly lifted is the Batrider. Can they bring him down in time? Viper is okay, and he's not done for right away. The Winter's Curse there to the side as well. The Viper finally gets brought down, and that's a dieback from earlier. PPD getting chomped at by BSJ, who does have 28 Essence Shift here. That's 84 agility going his way, but he is quickly being forced to run away, and then it's Batrider picking up, helping CCNC pick up the last kill on the Rubik. As it seems that is not the fight that Leviathans were hoping for, and without Viper having a buyback, this is not looking good for them.
I think this is probably another lane of Rax. I don't think Slark and Centaur can hold this.
Yep. I like that Viper has queued up this Aeon disc. This is kind of, when I read this, I was like, this item sounds really bad and weird in a lot of ways, but it's meant to be like used against a hero like Batrider, where if you get Blink Lassoed, they can't burst you because of that like temporary invulnerability.
Right.
But it's going to come too late. Of course, you're down 2 sets of racks, about to be a third. The game could be over before he gets it, but it's definitely an interesting idea. They go with the Blink Lasso, the Stone as well. That's an Axe Scepter on Misery. Perhaps a bit of miscommunication there because they couldn't actually kill the Centaur at the start, but they kill him after anyways. The Enchant Remnant, not enough to save the Centaur, as it does look like OpTic are going to be backing off here. Potential chase from BSJ. They haven't got that third lane of racks. OpTic going to reset things here. Perhaps wait for another Roshan. There is a Roche Fresher Shard waiting for them, should they get that.
Oh, I forgot about that too.
Who's it going to be good on this game? I guess Wyvern double ulti or Batrider double ulti.
I think Batrider is pretty good. Or maybe just 2 Stone Gazes. Within 2 Stone Gazes, you can just take the racks. Because they can't even approach you.
True. You don't refresh items, so it doesn't work on like BKBs or whatever. Well, another MKB queued up for the Slark. We'll see if he can get there. Wants to try and start dealing with some of this pesky evasion. Medusa, there we go. Split Shot uses modifiers. Initiated on the mid lane. CCNC losing some stats to BSJ, who does have the bash here, and CCNC is somewhat alone here. Songaze will protect him for now. Enchantress gets
the damage.
4 shot, 5 shot. Wow. Completely bursted there. The lasso coming to pull in one more. They're going to bring down the Rubik as well, and BSJ does not want to go back in just yet. They have used Stone Gaze, so perhaps could consider fighting, and BSJ just wants to go in. Goes in on Misery, blocks the rollout here. Misery should be dead. He gets taken out to start things off. BSJ pops the ultimate, goes in on side, needs a bash. Can he fight it? There he gets it. BSJ will get himself a second kill for this fight. He's found a third hero with CCNC. The pounce is there. BSJ needs to be careful, though, as he doesn't have ultimate. He wants back in with the Shadow Blade here. The gem on the ground. He
so
takes his target pike, and he's got 42, 43. Keep on counting. Essence Shift stacking up. The Winter's Curse used defensively. It's perhaps too late here. Can they kill BSJ? They will do so finally. 99 seconds dead. Monkey's going to die as well. They're going to have to start buying backs. And that is a successful team fight. The Medusa, despite losing all those stats, will be brought down. And it feels like buybacks need to come out. There we go.
This is
great. Use a couple.
That is great play from CCNC. He doesn't even walk up the base and take a chance. He knows that they have to buy back even without him going up there.
Just the creep waves were pushing out and going to start taking buildings, so perhaps they didn't need to use 2 buybacks, which is where Leviathans maybe will be kicking themselves a little bit later on, but the buyback from Slack also not having those Essence Shift procs as well, so He comes back to life, but BSJ has to now find a way to build them back up. That was definitely insane potential from him there. He got up to like 50 plus, it looks like, as a shift.
It was looking pretty scary, but at the end of the day, I mean, you just look at the net worth. This is some raid boss status versus, you know, the world.
Yeah. In the Roche pit, this is not going to be the easiest or quickest Roche with these heroes. They've got the Enchantress in the front lines with Untouchable. They
might be able to sneak this, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's the sneak factor. There's definitely, if OpTic knew this was going on, they could get here in time to delay it and stop this from happening, but they do not seem to know it's happening. They're pinging now over that direction. They're not TPing to the shrine. They're TPing to this tier 2 at mid. They're now headed that way. BSJ needs to kill this fast. I say that. There's not much more he can do. He's doing all he bloody well can, and I think they've actually snuck this Roche.
Oh, and this is the refresher shard. I feel like they give this to monkeys.
Oh, double Shadow Dance. Oh, double Stampede is nice.
I think double Stampede. Oh, he took the shard.
He took the shot. He wants the double Shadow Dance. It's like last fight he couldn't go back in. Like, he dies because he doesn't have a second Shadow Dance. He wants to just fight. He's got PPD. Oh, he misses the pounce. So BSJ, he's got an Aegis here. They're going to Stampede on forward. They want CCNC. They're going to force a Stone Gaze out. PPD needs to stay near his Medusa here. They're trying to burst down the first. It's Monkeys. Does not hit the stun. He's been taken out here, and the rest of Leviathans are crumbling. This Slack may be untouchable, but he can't go in. He's got Aegis. He's got Refresher, but nothing he can do with it when his team are dead. 3 Leviathan heroes taken out. They may have snuck a Roche, but it looks very, very grim for them. BSJ just trying to run in and take out PPD. Can't even... Oh, PPD blinks away. Meanwhile, to the west coast, we do see Zai take out the Rubik here.
He's just wasting it there.
Yeah, meanwhile, throne being going on. BSJ's just like, all right, I may have all these extra lives, but I'm losing my throne. Fun game 1, though. We got to see some true potential coming out of Leviathan's draft with BSJ's Slack, but few too many big pickoffs going the way of OpTic, especially with Zaya initiating on the Viper just getting